Marfoogle News going live in 3, 2. All right, what is going on, guys? It is Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. We're going to go over some of the most alarming stories of the day, of the last 24 hours, so buckle up. All right, first of all, top U.S. military advisor visits Caribbean as Trump ramps up pressure on Venezuela. Of course, the nation's top military officer is visiting American troops Monday in Puerto Rico on a Navy warship in the region where the U.S. has amassed an unusually large fleet of warships and has been attacking alleged drug smuggling boats. Now, most people, of course, know that this is something way bigger than just attacking a few speedboats here and there. It looks like a Maduro regime change, and if he doesn't give himself up willingly, it looks like they're going to go in and do it themselves. They probably already have CIA agents trying to poison his drinks, but again, that's just our opinion. General Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Staffs of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and President Donald Trump's primary military advisor, will be joined by David L. Isom, the senior estimated advisor to Kane. Kane's office said in a statement that the men will engage with service members and thank them for their outstanding support to regional missions. Now, one thing that is happening here, again, is they're not only going for a pep talk, but they're also going for as a thank you talk. You'll see why here in a second. But first of all, I do want to remind you guys, make sure to go check out marfooglenews.com/EMP. If you do not have a device that protects your cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, generators, home against any kind of EMP attack, I'd highly recommend it because this also protects you against a CME or a solar event, a Carrington level event from the sun as well. This is the same tech that they are quietly outfitting agencies like DHS, DOW, Department of War, and of course the Air Force, FBI, and so many more. Go over and check it out, marfooglenews.com/EMP, and make sure to use the code MARF because right now they have the Black Friday sale up to 25% off. And of course, you will get our $50 off on top of that. That is the largest savings you will see in a very long time. All right. Let's bring in my co-host, internet brother, Dex James. What is going on and how are you doing today?
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. I'm doing just fine.
Do you want to talk about sleepless Maduro? Or at least that's what they say.
Yeah, so Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro fears for his life as the U.S. prepares for a new wave of operations against the country. Former regime officials have said the U.S. is preparing to launch a new operation against the country in the coming days, officials said, including a CIA operation to overthrow Maduro. So Trump has described Venezuela as a narco state and accused its president of being complicit in the trafficking. Mr. Maduro fears he could be taken out following a betrayal from within his inner circle or just a straight up U.S. military strike, according to former officials on the ruling of the Socialist Party there. The James Story, the last U.S. ambassador to Venezuela, said that he was certain Maduro is not sleeping well. It comes as the administration is preparing to designate the Sun's drug trafficking network, which cartel of the Sun, drug trafficking network, which Washington claims is led by Maduro as an organization, a terrorist organization. So all of this is lining up. We're getting more and more insiders saying that it's clear that Maduro's the target, and he even thinks he's the target himself. And I totally agree. If I was him, I probably wouldn't be sleeping with both eyes closed.
But isn't it funny that 99% of people have to be told this to figure this out? Obviously, a lot of people for weeks and weeks on end are thinking, oh, well, it's just a drug operation. I mean, not too many people are that slow, but again, this is something that is, they know that everybody knows at this point. It's just that they have to have that public-facing story for legal reasons, I'm assuming. And of course, the fact that they can essentially run this war without any kind of intervention because it is a narco terror against the United States. So for national security reasons, they can go in there and take this guy out and say, hey, he's the leader of this group. In reality, there's some sort of financial gain for the U.S. or there's some sort of huge war kind of crippling thing that will hurt Russia and China and our adversaries in this. So again, if you disagree, let me know what you think down below. Thank you, one Robert Nelson. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the super, and thank you for supporting again Independent news. All right. And I'm sorry, you guys, I cannot affect Dex's volume. His volume is never changed. So he's got an auto leveler there. All right. And then, but I will boost it on my end, but you guys might get some peaking. All right. And then Christmas canceled for U.S. troops surrounding Venezuela. So obviously you can see what we mean. So first of all, they are not granting leave for soldiers. This is a very, very, very quick idea that something is about to go down. First of all, they are not granting Thanksgiving or Christmas leave for any of the soldiers there. Now, it makes sense. It's a big deal to send anybody home from there if they're especially if they're on a ship or something. It's not like they're going to take their jets and give rides back to people. What is crazy is their location. So I don't know. How would that work? If you were in the military, would they have a way to shuttle some people home normally if it's a long kind of thing? That kind of tells you that, they're needed at all times and they're not having anybody go back home or send a single ship with some people on it. That means that they're all there for a purpose. Again, they said that U.S. troops in the Caribbean have reportedly been told they may not be able to go home for Thanksgiving and Christmas as the White House ramps up its pressure campaign against Venezuela. So again, Southcom, the U.S. Combat Command responsible for South and Central America, is restricting leave over the festive period in preparation for land strikes in the region. Now, remember, Venezuela itself actually canceled Christmas. And actually, I shouldn't say canceled. They moved theirs to October 1st. October 1st, Venezuela, the whole country celebrated Christmas because they knew exactly where they would be in December. So what is about to go down in December? Do you believe that we are about to see a war? I do believe that we're about to see something, and that might be us waking up and Maduro's gone, or us waking up and somebody has stepped in and World War has started. So we'll see where this goes. Again, join us over on Marfoogle TV in just a moment. We're going to cover the rest of everything that is going on in the last 24 hours, and we're going to cover this in more depth. So make sure to follow over. If you're in the chat, just stay there. You'll be ported over. If you're watching the replay, all you have to do is click there. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out.